members.
Naisula.
Thank you, Chairman. So, listening and having interacted with Honorable Duale in the National Assembly as our majority leader then, it will be important to know your position or what you think about public servants engaging in politics, whether actively, in what you say, in what you do. What is your thought on that, including public servants participating in Harambees? I would like to know what your position is on that is, so that we know whether if someone wants to be a public servant, then you be a public servant. If you want to be a politician, you go back to politics. And I want to put it to you on the same breath, and even to Kenyans who are watching, that the beauty of vetting is not only to find the nominees to be suitable, but also to hold you to account in case we find you suitable and other nominees as a country and as a parliament. And on that, because you have said you have warned illegal forests, land encroachers, you will revoke titles on top state officials who are holding. It's actually now on 411. You can be sure Kenyans will hold you to account, because you know there's something that always follows you on that Al-Shabaab list to date. So just know that even this will follow you. I'm just saying that this will also follow you if we find you suitable. But on matters environment, very quickly, while sustainable logging may be healthy for forests, how will you ensure the ban on protected indigenous trees is enforced and that close monitoring is allowed during logging? Because the Kenya Forest Service only devised a plan for access, control, monitoring, and reporting actual harvesting. However, there is no established framework and procedure to monitor, verify, and audit millers' compliance with licenses and permits to avoid double allocation. How will you ensure that we don't log our indigenous trees? And finally, the staffing at KFS is not adequate. How will you ensure that you put mechanisms for using aerial, GPS, guided harvesting technologies to monitor forest resources and logging activities? Thank you.
Nominee.
Mr. Speaker, public servants, me included if I'm approved by this House, I'll take whatever it takes to promote, to expound, to communicate government agenda, government achievements to the people of Kenya, whether I'm in Samburu with Honorable Lesuuda. So I serve the government of the day, and I'll speak for the government of the day. And I think that is what public servants should do. Public servants should not get involved in the local politics, in the county politics. They are supposed to be unifying factors, in fact, to the contrary. It's supposed to bring people together. For people to buy government agenda and for you to succeed in implementing government policies and achievements and programs, you need leaders across the political divide, and more so those who are elected and those who are the community leadership. The 411, the one on Al-Shabaab was fake news. But this one, please hold me accountable. I am one person who believes in accountability, Mr. Speaker. In the last 2 years, you and the clerk and the chairs of various committees will agree, I have been diligent when I'm called upon to Parliament, either to its committee, to the plenary, and the only time I refused to pick telephones, God forbid, was when during the recruitment. And that one I've given good reason. But I talk to members. And I am one person who respects the legislature, I respect the judiciary, and I respect people in public service. So I am ready. And please protect me when I cancel title deeds, when I do actions that is in the interests of the people of Kenya and the citizens and the country. Mr. Speaker, as our leader, please, if people want to bring impeachment to fight me, you must help me and protect me, if that is the case. The Harambee, Mr. Speaker, I'm a person who believes in Harambee. I think I have built more mosques and madrasas, and charity is a cardinal principle in my religion. Every year, in fact, this month is the month of Zakah in the Islamic calendar. This month I'm paying from what I have, and Honorable Junaid will agree with me. So Zakah can be Harambee. You'll see in my form that I have presented the number of madrasa of women in Garissa. Close to 5,000 women are in Islamic madrasa, courtesy of the charity I did through Harambee. I am sure there is a bill the leader of majority is going to bring. Those of us who believe in the Almighty God, that whatever He gives you, you must share. I really want to urge you, when that bill comes, let's regulate it. There are people who abuse it. Recipients abuse it. Others abuse it. They use the money, stolen, corruption for Harambee, for other things. But let us, particularly, let us regulate that you can help the poor person who could not pay school fees in Samburu, in Garissa, in Eldoret, that you can finance through your own resources that God has given you, the good medical care clinic that Honorable Deputy Speaker did to many people. So I don't think whether we can close Harambee, but it's good we regulate it. And I think most of us who sit here every weekend and in our life as leaders, we have, God has blessed us because of that. I think logging. I think logging plantation, I said 150,000 hectares are made of plantation in our forest. There used to be the culture, Mr. Speaker, when you were minister, you remember, it used to be, what do you call it, allocation. Tied with corruption. Who is who? The really sawmillers were not getting it. The really people in the timber industry were not getting it. Mr. Speaker, that has stopped. Now, we have a segment for the local sawmillers within that forest, I think up to about 40%. Then we have another 60%. Then we have 40% for the other national sawmillers. But all this must be done through a proper, transparent procurement system, which is on our website, the website of Kenya Forest Service, and each and every Kenyan will be given, Mr. Speaker. Corruption will not be there when it comes to logging. And then last, I think, is technology. Honorable Lesuuda, if you want us, of course, we want to increase our staff. We want to even use technology. We want to use a drone to plant trees. We go to a forest, we see the degraded area, we use a drone that can do 2 million seeds in 1 hour. That technology is what we want to monitor our forest, to help our forest adjutants, to help our forest rangers, technology. But all this needs resources, and as a member of the budget committee, when Honorable Chair of Environment, Honorable Gikaria come, please support us.
Honorable Duale, if you are approved to be suitable to take this position, I want to urge you, take a helicopter and fly around all public forests and see the level of destruction going on. You will see what looks like a forest by the roadside. A kilometer inside, there's no forest. Charcoal poachers, illegal grazers, illegal loggers. It is bad business. We encourage you, in the event you find favor with this committee and be appointed the Minister for Environment. Environmental degradation has been classified as an existential threat to not only Kenya, but the rest of humanity. At least go down in history as a man who saved Kenya. Go to schools, teach children how to plant trees and live with trees. If a child goes to standard 1 and is given 2 trees to adopt, by the time they leave standard 4, 5, the tree is mature. Leta maji kidogo, mwagilia asubuhi. When you come to school, you check if your tree is safe. Very simple things. Because you talked of forest cover and tree cover. So the two will help us aggregate forests, enforce the Forest Act. If you go around the country and we want you to tell Kenyans what you are going to do, all our wetlands are being drained by farmers. There are small swamps that aggregate to a lot of wetlands in this country. They are all being subdivided, fenced, and drained away. What are you going to do about this? Because you have the law backing you to gazette all these as public assets. And if the owners compensate them, but protect them so that we can have a better environment. In the case you find favor of this committee, what are you going to do to protect the environment and the forests of Kenya?
Mr. Speaker, as you said, we have 11,000 wetlands. And the legal regime and the necessary laws are in place. I want to commit to you that we will protect, if this committee approves me, we will protect our wetlands. Secondly, even the 150 billion trees that we are to plant, the best place to plant is in our wetlands. Because in the wetlands, we don't need water. In the wetlands, we don't wait for the rains to plant. So even the 150 billion, we will start with our 11,000 wetlands found in all our 47 counties. But I agree with you, the